In the vast tapestry of the young minds, there are those that shine distinctly. The gifted. These are not just bright students, they are the rare gems of extraordinary potential. But what does it mean to be gifted? It's more than high IQ or academic excellence. It's a unique blend of curiosity, creativity, and the capacity for complex thinking. This is the heart of EI Asset Talent Search, a commitment not just to identify, but to nurture the academically gifted, to connect them with a global community of like-minded peers, and to set them on a path of lifelong learning and leadership. Here, gifted minds find their sanctuary, a place where intellectual kinship flourishes, where challenges become opportunities for growth, innovation, and transformative impact. We understand that giftedness is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly pushing boundaries, exploring new horizons, and realizing one's full potential. EI Asset Talent Search isn't just an assessment, it's a partner in this journey towards excellence. It's a promise to each gifted child their potential will be celebrated, and their future as tomorrow's leaders and innovators will be shaped with care and expertise. Join us as we shape a generation of leaders, one gifted mind at a time. This is EI Asset Talent Search, where extraordinary minds embark on an extraordinary journey.
When I got my ATS results, I vividly remember my grandmother being there, and she was very supportive of it. Although I hadn't thought about the results too much before that because I didn't want to be disappointed when I got them, I realized that they were actually quite good because I got Gold Scholar, and I was very proud of myself, especially because my parents and my entire family was very supportive of me. Seeing the opportunities it brought, I was very excited as well.
My teacher, Prabhu sir, he's absolutely amazing because he treats physics like it's something fun to enjoy and like a game. So every day when we come to class, we play with physics, we learn how to do experiments, learn about theories, and then we go back knowing a lot more and even knowing how to do a lot more in terms of experiment and how to test theories and things like that.
He gets a chance to interact with people of his own mind length, wavelength जो बोलते हैं ना, when you go to a normal class in school, सारे बच्चे सब तरह के बच्चे आते हैं, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ एकेडमिक्स में अच्छे होते हैं, और स्कूल जब उसे टीच करती है तो जस्ट दे हैव टू बी नॉर्मल जनरल लेवल पे बात कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत हाई लेवल भी बात नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन यहाँ पे दे कैन गो बियॉन्ड द कोर्स.
Work skills have improved a lot, and I have managed my frustration, my stress, my anger issues. Everything has been under control since I came here, and my patience levels have increased a lot. Like after taking up the forensics course, teamwork has been a key part to solving our cases, the crimes that we have to solve, and I feel like I learned a lot about different moral skills.
एक छोटा सा और बात बताता हूँ, like when he was here and I was with my friends and we were just having a chat and Adi called, I was outside. So मैंने बताया उनको कि he had gone to the summer program. So I also put Adi on speaker and I told them कोई अंकल से बात करो वगैरह. And Adi was very happy and excited. तो जैसे फ़ोन रखा यार वो लगा कि यार आवाज़ में ही लग रहा है कि उसमें बहुत चेंज आ गया. Adi used to be a little bit reserved child. सोशल इंटरेक्शन में आई थिंक जो इस लेवल के प्रोग्राम आते हैं नॉर्मली सोशल इंटरेक्शन में द चाइल्ड्स आर लिटिल बिट रिजर्व्ड.
I spoke to her, I think I was the most relieved because the smile on her face was unbelievable. Like I was waiting for her to just speak to me at 9, but she was so relaxed, so calm, and her face told me the story that she's enjoyed every moment from the time she's entered the campus.
The icing on the cake is the last night when we spoke with her, which was her last day, and she refuses to come back.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about the kind of care and the way the kids are taken care of over here.
These 3 weeks have arguably been some of the best weeks of my life. It's just the people I've met, the friendships I've created, the bonds I have with them now are just something truly special which can't really be replicated anywhere else.
In the vast tapestry of the young minds, there are those that shine distinctly. The gifted. These are not just bright students, they are the rare gems of extraordinary potential. But what does it mean to be gifted? It's more than high IQ or academic excellence. It's a unique blend of curiosity, creativity, and the capacity for complex thinking. This is the heart of EI Asset Talent Search. A commitment not just to identify, but to nurture the academically gifted, to connect them with a global community of like-minded peers, and to set them on a path of lifelong learning and leadership. Here, gifted minds find their sanctuary, a place where intellectual kinship flourishes, where challenges become opportunities for growth, innovation, and transformative impact. We understand that giftedness is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly pushing boundaries, exploring new horizons, and realizing one's full potential. EI Asset Talent Search isn't just an assessment, it's a partner in this journey towards excellence. It's a promise to each gifted child their potential will be celebrated, and their future as tomorrow's leaders and innovators will be shaped with care and expertise. Join us as we shape a generation of leaders, one gifted mind at a time. This is EI Asset Talent Search, where extraordinary minds embark on an extraordinary journey.
When I got my ATS results, I vividly remember my grandmother being there, and she was very supportive of it. Although I hadn't thought about the results too much before that because I didn't want to be disappointed when I got them, I realized that they were actually quite good because I got Gold Scholar, and I was very proud of myself, especially because my parents and my entire family was very supportive of me. seeing the opportunities it brought, I was very excited as well.
My teacher, Prabhu sir, he's absolutely amazing because he treats physics like it's something fun to enjoy and like a game. So every day when we come to class, we play with physics, we learn how to do experiments, learn about theories, and then we go back knowing a lot more and even knowing how to do a lot more in terms of experiment and how to test theories and things like that.
He gets a chance to interact with people of his own mind length, wavelength जो बोलते हैं ना कि when you go to a normal class in school, सारे बच्चे सब तरह के बच्चे आते हैं, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ एकेडमिक्स में अच्छे होते हैं, और स्कूल जब उसे टीच करती है तो जस्ट दे हैव टू बी नॉर्मल जनरल लेवल पे बात कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत हाई लेवल भी बात नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन यहाँ पे दे कैन गो बियॉन्ड द कोर्स.
Teamwork skills have improved a lot, and I have managed my frustration, my stress, my anger issues. Everything has been under control since I came here, and my patience levels have increased a lot. Like after taking up the forensics course, teamwork has been a key part to solving our cases, the crimes that we have to solve, and I feel like I learned a lot about different moral skills.
एक छोटा सा और बात बताता हूँ, like when he was here and I was with my friends and we were just having a chat and Adi called, I was outside. So मैंने बताया उनको कि he had gone to the summer program. So I also put Adi on speaker and I told them कोई अंकल से बात करो वगैरह. And Adi was very happy and excited. तो जैसे फ़ोन का यार हो गया कि यार आवाज़ में ही लग रहा है कि उसमें बहुत चेंज आ गया. Adi used to be a little bit reserved child. सोशल इंटरेक्शन में आई थिंक जो इस लेवल के प्रोग्राम आते हैं नॉर्मली सोशल इंटरेक्शन में द चाइल्ड्स आर लिटिल बिट रिजर्व.
First day when I spoke to her, I think I was the most relieved because the smile on her face was unbelievable. Like I was waiting for her to just speak to me at 9. But she was so relaxed, so calm, and it just, her face told me the story that she's enjoyed every moment from the time she's entered the campus.
The icing on the cake is the last night when we spoke with her, which was her last day, and she refuses to come back.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about the kind of care and the way the kids are taken care of over here.
These 3 weeks have arguably been some of the best weeks of my life. It's just the people I've met, the friendships I've created, the bonds I have with them now are just something truly special which can't really be replicated anywhere else.
In the vast tapestry of the young minds, there are those that shine distinctly, the gifted. These are not just bright students, they are the rare gems of extraordinary potential. But what does it mean to be gifted? It's more than high IQ or academic excellence. It's a unique blend of curiosity, creativity, and the capacity for complex thinking. This is the heart of EI Asset Talent Search, a commitment not just to identify, but to nurture the academically gifted, to connect them with a global community of like-minded peers, and to set them on a path of lifelong learning and leadership. Here, gifted minds find their sanctuary, a place where intellectual kinship flourishes, where challenges become opportunities for growth, innovation, and transformative impact. We understand that giftedness is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly pushing boundaries, exploring new horizons, and realizing one's full potential. EI Asset Talent Search isn't just an assessment, it's a partner in this journey towards excellence. It's a promise to each gifted child their potential will be celebrated, and their future as tomorrow's leaders and innovators will be shaped with care and expertise. Join us as we shape a generation of leaders, one gifted mind at a time. This is EI Asset Talent Search, where extraordinary minds embark on an extraordinary journey.
When I got my ATS results, I vividly remember my grandmother being there, and she was very supportive of it. Although I hadn't thought about the results too much before that because I didn't want to be disappointed when I got them, I realized that they were actually quite good because I got Gold Scholar, and I was very proud of myself, especially because my parents and my entire family was very supportive of me. Seeing the opportunities it brought, I was very excited as well.
My teacher, Prabhu sir, he's absolutely amazing because he treats physics like it's something fun to enjoy and like a game. So every day when we come to class, we play with physics, we learn how to do experiments, learn about theories, and then we go back knowing a lot more and even knowing how to do a lot more in terms of experiment and how to test theories and things like that.
He gets a chance to interact with people of his own mind length, wavelength जो बोलते हैं ना कि when you go to a normal class in school, सारे बच्चे सब तरह के बच्चे आते हैं, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ एकेडमिक्स में अच्छे होते हैं, और स्कूल जब उसे टीच करती है तो जस्ट दे हैव टू बी नॉर्मल जनरल लेवल पे बात कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत हाई लेवल भी बात नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन यहाँ पे दे कैन गो बियॉन्ड द कोर्स.
Work skills have improved a lot, and I have managed my frustration, my stress, my anger issues. Everything has been under control since I came here, and my patience levels have increased a lot. Like after taking up the forensics course, teamwork has been a key part to solving our cases, the crimes that we have to solve, and I feel like I learned a lot about different moral skills.
एक छोटा सा और बात बताता हूँ, like when he was here and I was with my friends and we were just having a chat and Adi called, I was outside. So मैंने बताया उनको कि he had gone to the summer program. So I also put Adi on speaker and I told them कोई अंकल से बात करो वगैरह. And Adi was very happy and excited. तो जैसे फ़ोन का यार हो गया कि यार आवाज़ में ही लग रहा है कि उसमें बहुत चेंज आ गया. Adi used to be a little bit reserved child. सोशल इंटरेक्शन में आई थिंक जो इस लेवल के प्रोग्राम आते हैं नॉर्मली सोशल इंटरेक्शन में द चाइल्ड्स आर लिटिल बिट रिजर्व.
First day when I spoke to her, I think I was the most relieved because the smile on her face was unbelievable. Like I was waiting for her to just speak to me at 9, but she was so relaxed, so calm, and her face told me the story that she's enjoyed every moment from the time she's entered the campus.
The icing on the cake is the last night when we spoke with her, which was her last day, and she refuses to come back.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about the kind of care and the way the kids are taken care of over here.
These 3 weeks have arguably been some of the best weeks of my life. It's just the people I've met, the friendships I've created, the bonds I have with them now are just something truly special which can't really be replicated anywhere else.
In the vast tapestry of the young minds, there are those that shine distinctly. The gifted. These are not just bright students, they are the rare gems of extraordinary potential. But what does it mean to be gifted? It's more than high IQ or academic excellence. It's a unique blend of curiosity, creativity, and the capacity for complex thinking. This is the heart of EI Asset Talent Search. A commitment not just to identify, but to nurture the academically gifted, to connect them with a global community of like-minded peers, and to set them on a path of lifelong learning and leadership. Here, gifted minds find their sanctuary, a place where intellectual kinship flourishes, where challenges become opportunities for growth, innovation, and transformative impact. We understand that giftedness is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly pushing boundaries, exploring new horizons, and realizing one's full potential. EI Asset Talent Search isn't just an assessment, it's a partner in this journey towards excellence. It's a promise to each gifted child their potential will be celebrated, and their future as tomorrow's leaders and innovators will be shaped with care and expertise. Join us as we shape a generation of leaders, one gifted mind at a time. This is EI Asset Talent Search, where extraordinary minds embark on an extraordinary journey.
When I got my ATS results, I vividly remember my grandmother being there, and she was very supportive of it. Although I hadn't thought about the results too much before that because I didn't want to be disappointed when I got them, I realized that they were actually quite good because I got Gold Scholar, and I was very proud of myself, especially because my parents and my entire family was very supportive of me. seeing the opportunities it brought, I was very excited as well.
My teacher, Prabhu sir, he's absolutely amazing because he treats physics like it's something fun to enjoy and like a game. So every day when we come to class, we play with physics, we learn how to do experiments, learn about theories, and then we go back knowing a lot more and even knowing how to do a lot more in terms of experiment and how to test theories and things like that.
He gets a chance to interact with people of his own mind length, wavelength जो बोलते हैं ना कि when you go to a normal class in school, सारे बच्चे सब तरह के बच्चे आते हैं, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छे होते हैं, कुछ एकेडमिक्स में अच्छे होते हैं, और स्कूल जब उसे टीच करती है तो जस्ट दे हैव टू बी नॉर्मल जनरल लेवल पे बात कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत हाई लेवल भी बात नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन यहाँ पे दे कैन गो बियॉन्ड द कोर्स.
Skills have improved a lot, and I have managed my frustration, my stress, my anger issues. Everything has been under control since I came here, and my patience levels have increased a lot. Like after taking up the forensics course, teamwork has been a key part to solving our cases, the crimes that we have to solve, and I feel like I learned a lot about different moral skills.
एक छोटा सा और बात बताता हूँ, like when he was here and I was with my friends and we were just having a chat and Adi called, I was outside. So मैंने बताया उनको कि he had gone to the summer program. So I also put Adi on speaker and I told them कोई अंकल से बात करो वगैरह. And Adi was very happy and excited. तो जैसे फ़ोन का यार हो गया कि यार आवाज़ में ही लग रहा है कि उसमें बहुत चेंज आ गया. Adi used to be a little bit reserved child. सोशल इंटरेक्शन में आई थिंक जो इस लेवल के प्रोग्राम आते हैं नॉर्मली सोशल इंटरेक्शन में द चाइल्ड्स आर लिटिल बिट रिजर्व.
First day when I spoke to her, I think I was the most relieved because the smile on her face was unbelievable. Like I was waiting for her to just speak to me at 9. But she was so relaxed, so calm, and it just, her face told me the story that she's enjoyed every moment from the time she's entered the campus.
The icing on the cake is the last night when we spoke with her, which was her last day, and she refuses to come back.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about the kind of care and the way the kids are taken care of over here.
These 3 weeks have arguably been some of the best weeks of my life. It's just the people I've met, the friendships I've created, the bonds I have with them now are just something truly special which can't really be replicated anywhere else.
In the vast tapestry of the young minds, there are those that shine distinctly, the gifted. These are not just bright students, they are the rare gems of extraordinary potential. But what does it mean to be gifted? It's more than high IQ or academic excellence. It's a unique blend of curiosity, creativity, and the capacity for complex thinking. This is the heart of EI Asset Talent Search, a commitment not just to identify, but to nurture the academically gifted, to connect them with a global community of like-minded peers, and to set them on a path of lifelong learning and leadership. Here,
Hello, everyone. My name is Bindu Pillai. I lead the Asset Talent Search project at EI. It's my pleasure to welcome all the qualifying students, their parents, and the team from Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth for today's webinar on the topic, Know Your Talent Nurturing Partners. This webinar is a series of where we will be showcasing our esteemed partners who will then speak about the programs which they have to offer for the gifted students. Before I dive into this presentation, I would like to take a moment to congratulate all the qualifying students of the Asset Talent Search Test. Your hard work and dedication has placed you among the top selected students, and this is a remarkable achievement. And we are happy and thrilled to be part of your journey. So you all know that to take part in the talent identification test and to be part of the gifted program, the first step is that all the students who are aspiring to take part in ATS has to take the asset test through school. Students who are in the top 15% of the asset test are then invited for the asset talent search test. And students who score in the top 15%, the ATS test, are known as asset scholars. They are then invited to take part in the gifted programs offered by our partners in the US and India. Parents, if you have any questions, I request you to type down in the chat window, and we will be answering those questions towards the end of the presentation. We are delighted to start the series with the team from the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth, a world-recognized institution dedicated for nurturing giftedness. We have with us Ms. Beatrix, who is the Assistant Director of International Recruitment at CTY. Being part of the CTY recruitment team, Beatrix has been associated with CTY for more than a decade. During this time, she had played a key role in setting up summer sites outside of US and also helped thousands of families out across the world to understand the program. Over to you, Beatrix.
Thank you, Bendu, and thank you so much for joining us today. Thank SS for providing me this platform to share with you CTY. And before we start, I wonder how many of you have actually joined or heard of CTY already. If you have already heard of CTY, would you please raise your hand? Okay, sounds like CTY is new to almost like all of you, which is great. That's also the reason why I'm here today. And let me just take over the screen now. So for those of you who haven't heard of CTY before today, may I just share with you that CTY stands for Center for Talented Youth. We are part of the Johns Hopkins University. So even though you haven't heard of CTY before today, I hope you have at least heard about Johns Hopkins. So Johns Hopkins is huge in Maryland in the US. We run hospital, institutions, and most importantly, Johns Hopkins University. Well, our university is world famous. It's not just top in the world when it comes to medical science, but we're really famous in terms of like science and engineering and technology as well. But today we're going to focus on talking about part of Johns Hopkins, that is Center for Talented Youth. And in order to share with you who we are and whom we serve, I have a video here, and this video will tell you more about us.
Welcome to the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. We're an academic center at Johns Hopkins University that serves bright, curious students from around the world. As the world leader in gifted education, CTY has more than 40 years of experience working with bright students, researching how they learn, and creating rigorous, novel, and fun learning experiences that help them thrive. We know bright kids. We know they need coursework that challenges and excites them. Engaging, supportive instructors who are experts at teaching advanced students, and the chance to meet other kids who love learning. This is what they'll find at CTY. We also know that every gifted student is different, so we offer a variety of educational experiences to fit every child's unique interests, schedule, learning needs, and college and career goals. From online programs offering a wide variety of courses in subjects they'll love, taught by expert instructors, to on-campus summer programs that bring bright students together for 3 weeks of hands-on learning and fun. We offer bright students the chance to explore great subjects, master skills and concepts, accelerate and enrich their learning, take courses not always offered at school, and belong to a community of lifelong learners. Ready to learn with CTY? Visit our website, send us a question, or set up an appointment with a CTY enrollment advisor. At CTY, we believe that every child deserves the opportunity to learn and grow to their full potential. We love helping bright kids shine. Join us today.
All right, so here is today's agenda, and I'm going to start today's webinars with introductions about our testing and eligibility, and then we will move on to talk about our on-campus programs and then online programs before answering some questions. But if you have any questions throughout the entire session, you can leave them in the Q&A box. The team and I will come back to answer each of them soon. So as I know, may I just again join the team in congratulating you all about your outstanding performance in a talent search test, and you're here today because you have already got qualifying score through SS. And that's also why I would like to start by telling you where you are academically in order to get started at CTY. So as you may have already seen and watched from the video, that we are a gifted education provider. So our programs are basically not for everybody, but for the right type of student, that is the advised learner who have demonstrated high ability academically. Our programs will be able to help them to find their goal and also attain them ultimately. But since we've got so many different options here at CTY for our advised learner, in order to know where to start and in order to help them succeed, we need to know where they are in order to put them at the right level to start with, to challenge them appropriately. Because when it comes to gifted education, the key to success is the appropriate challenge. So through the assessment, we will be able to know a few things. First off is, you may or may not know already that at CTY, we have different kind of topics, but all these topics are kind of categorized into two major domains. We have math and science, which require qualifying score in the math section. We also have humanity and writings, which will require qualifying score in the verbal section. Second of all is, in each domain, there are various qualifying level. We have CTY level, which means that students can study at 2 grades above than their current grade level in that subject area. We also have advised CTY level, which suggests that students can study at 4 grades above than their current grade level in that subject area. So to simply put, CTY level means +2. +2 means 2 grades above than your current grade level at the school. Advisor CTY is +4. So with a qualifying score in either the math or the reading session in the SS test, that will qualify you at the +2 level, CTY level. So without any further tests at CTY with the qualifying score at assets, you can already start at +2 level. By qualifying score, I actually means that you will have to have within recent 3 years, obtain 98th percentile or above in either math or the verbal session, the reading session. If you obtain 98th percentile or above in the math session, then that will qualify you as the +2 level in the math, science, computer science, and technology domain. On the other hand, if you get 98th percentile or above in the reading session, the verbal session, in the recent 3 years, that will qualify you and allow you to get started at 2 grades or above than your current grade level in the writing and humanity areas. That's how we look at your score and then put you at the right level to start with. So now that you have got the qualifying score, so there are various kind of courses and programs that you can consider as CTY. First off, we are going to talk about the on-campus summer programs, which happen during the summer in person in the US. In order to show you what would happen during the summer on the campus, here is another video. And this time the video will show you what would happen in person.
At CTY, summertime means having more freedom to find what fascinates us and dive deep into topics we love. For our students, that means having more time to have fun exploring their favorite topics in math, science and engineering, history, writing, computer science, and more. For every advanced learner, there's a CTY on-campus programs course that will fuel their curiosity, build their skills, and keep them learning what they love. CTY has small class sizes, and our instructors actively engage students in their learning. Our rigorous, fresh, and fun courses accelerate and enrich students through lively discussions and hands-on projects, activities, and labs, helping them explore topics that may not be offered at school. Best of all, when students come to CTY, they join a community of learners and intellectual peers, make lifelong friendships, and develop social skills that prepare them for college and beyond. Our 3-week day and residential programs for students in grades 2 through 12 are held at campuses across the U.S. At our day sites, students in grades 2 through 6 attend classes each morning. Lunch is provided. They spend the afternoons working on projects or labs and having lively discussions, followed by fun outdoor activities. At our residential sites, for grades 5 through 12, students attend classes each morning, break for lunch and outdoor time, then head back for more engaging class time. Afternoons include supervised activities, followed by dinner in the dining hall. There is an evening class session. Then students have time to relax and hang out with friends. Weekends at CTY can include talent shows, dances, carnivals, and movie nights. And while your child is busy learning and making friends, you can rest assured that they're in good hands. Every class is led by an instructor and a teaching assistant, and sites are staffed with administrators, academic counselors, a site nurse, and health assistant. Students are supervised during class, meals, and social activities. All staff have undergone background checks and a rigorous interview and training process. Ready to explore what CTY has to offer your child? Visit our website, email us, and find us on social media. We hope to see you this summer.
Okay, so I see some questions coming in already. So maybe I will answer some of them first, and for the other ones, I will leave until later. And first off, the first question is about testing. Since we talked about tests already, so I might just answer to that one. So one of the parents asked, your son has scored 95 percentile in grade 5. Does it mean that he's not eligible to apply, and can he still apply? And the answer is, well, with the SS score, you will have to obtain 98 percentile. Whether it is the school-based or the talent search version, it will still have to be 98 percentile. So if you currently only got 98 percentile, it means that you will have to take another test with us. We have what we call the SCAT test, School and College Ability Test. You can register for this test through our website, and I will show you more towards the end of today's presentation. But the answer is a yes, you will still have to take another test. However, if you have already obtained 90th percentile or above, then you don't need to take another test and you can already jumpstart at 2 grades or above. Unless you want to start at 4 grades or above, you don't have to take another test. And as for the second question, how long the SS score is valid, it really depends. Until you join us, the test will have to be within 3 years. So the answer will be 3 years. It will have, if you don't join us this year, you wait until later, you can only wait for another 2 years, because after then, your test score will be expired. We only look at the recent 3 years test score. But once you join us, once you submit the score to us to establish the eligibility, the eligibility once established will be valid through all high school years. So the tricky point is, if you want your score to be valid forever, you will have to use that score to join us today. And then once you have submitted the score to us, we will assign you a certain eligibility. And that eligibility, once assigned, once established, it will be valid through all high school years. And the next question is about what I'm going to talk about just now. That is the on-campus summer program. So I might just hold for a bit. And another child got 90 percentile as a 6th grader, and that is about the medal. So I will maybe let's just go to that later. Let's just come back to the on-campus program first, because otherwise I'm afraid I will overrun. I'm a little bit concerned about the time, so sorry about that. So let's just wait. So coming back to the presentation, let me just summarize about our on-campus summer programs for you. So for our summer programs, they are open for students as young as in grade 2, unlike many of the other summer programs offered by university out there, which are primarily for high schooler. For ours, we actually have programs for students very young. Because we are advisor program, gifted education provider, we want to identify talent as early as possible. And traditionally, when students come to us, they will only take one topic and study that one topic intensively for 3 weeks. And I can give you some numbers to work on. So for younger students, there will be about 5 learning hours every day, from Monday to Friday. And as for older students, that will be 7 hours. 7 hours, Monday to Friday, 3 weeks altogether. That will be over 100 hours on that single topic, equivalent to the first semester at college. So after taking that course, if you're in higher grade level, very likely if you come back to JSU, you will be able to get the credit. But for younger students, we're still able to redesign the content in such a way so that it will be college level kind of materials, but then manageable and will be appropriately challenging to that certain grade level as well. So that's why even younger students can join us. And for the sites, we don't just have sites in Baltimore at JSU, we also have locations along the East Coast and West Coast, but they are all in the US. So you will have to fly to the US, but you can choose whichever location works better for you. For younger students, they can only join as a day student, meaning that they will come and go every day, no accommodation overnight, and no weekend activities. But once they get to grade 5 or above, then they can stay with us as a residential student. But whichever course you enroll in, you will still have to test or get the qualifying score unless you're considering discovery samplers. So discovery sampler courses are courses that we introduce to newcomers who are not ready to test or who miss the requirements. Just like some of the students who mentioned just now, if you only get 95 percentile, if you get 95 percentile, miss the requirements marginally, and not ready to take another test yet, you can start with discovery samplers. But bear in mind that discovery sampler are not our traditional courses. So instead of spending 3 weeks on one topic, these type of students without any test score will do a different topic every week. So they don't get to study as much, not dive as deep, but they will be able to get a greater exposure, really to get a sample, a taste of CTY. Hopefully, after doing that sampler course, if they like it, they will come back more motivated to do the test again and qualify for the traditional courses. And in general, all of these courses have various benefits for advised learner. First off is our class size are very small. So among younger students would just be 10 and around 10 to 15, older students no more than 20, and all of them are guided by our subject matter expert, whom we call the instructor, and they will give them constant feedback. So even students enrolling in the same course, they will be challenged differently and kind of individually as well. And on the other hand is after the course completion, not only will you get a certificate, but you will also get a narrative evaluation reports. And that reports will contain a lot of information that will helpful, not just to the student, but also to the school as well. So you can add it to your student portfolio for college application one day, let's say. And in 2025, in each location, there are 2 sessions. Well, they're all 3 weeks altogether, and different sessions are only different in terms of timing. So for some students, if you start your vacation earlier, you can join us for first session. If you start your vacation later, then you join us in the second session. Whichever session you choose, if it is the same topic, everything is the same. And on the other hand, for the location, if you're currently a student who are in grade 2 to 6, when we talk about a grade level, we're talking about US grade level. So if you're studying in a UK curriculum school, then you will have to subtract 1 from your current year at the school in order to get the equivalent grade level. And it has to be the grade level that you're currently studying and finishing before the summer. So if you're currently in primary school, this is what you should be looking at. We have date sites, there are 3. But once you get to grade 5 or above, you can also choose to stay with us. But if you're currently only in grade 2 to 4, no residential programs. The day will be short for day school student. Only lunch will be included with morning class before and an afternoon class after and activity times before dismissal. But here are the topics. So even though they are very young, it doesn't mean that the topics will be less challenging. It will be appropriately challenging to that grade level. So all of the topics are again categorized into different domains. So for math, robotic, technology, science and engineering, you will have to have qualifying score in the math session. And for history, social science and language arts, we will require qualifying score in a verbal session. We look at these 2 sessions separately, so you don't have to qualify in both. So long as you qualify in one or another, you can get started with us. And again, the topic will be very different from what you can learn back in school. So if you're interested in science, you don't just do biology, chemistry, or physics, but instead you can study marine ecology or even physics of engineering. For a full list, check out our website. And as I said before, if you're currently in grade 5 or above, you can even choose to stay on residence with us. And for residential sites, there are even more options. 4 in the East Coast and then 2 in the West. Again, every location comes in 2 sessions, so you can choose whichever session work for you. And the day will be longer. Because it's a residential site, we include all meals. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner will all be included, and the class time will be even longer. But then there will be a lot of interaction, so you won't feel bored. Very challenging in such a way that in the past, we have a lot of international families sending their kids away with a mobile phone to call home just to ensure that they're safe. But older students usually just call home in the first 2 days. On the 3rd day, they call less. After the first week, they disappear altogether. Not that they're unsafe, it's just that they're too busy to call home, which is a good sign. It just means that they're less homesick. And over the weekend, we don't have classes, but instead there will be more social time and really different activities for them to choose from to make friends with their peers, even outside of the classroom. And again, topic will be even closer to the college level. And this time, if you're interested in science, you can even choose astrophysics. And oftentimes we see that students in high school years, when they need to choose a major for college, they are still struggling. That is because they don't have the right opportunity and right exposure. And here at CTY, if you qualify, you can choose to start in certain area already. So if you're born into this doctor family, where everyone tell you to be a doctor one day and you're uncertain still, you can study, let's say, dialysis, be a doctor, or even a medical science course with us. And after that 3 weeks, if you like it, you will know. If you don't, that's even better, because then you don't have to wait until college year to find out, and you will learn a lot. And all this knowledge and information will really help you in terms of, let's say, writing your personal statement or even doing the interview one day. And as for tuition, I'm not going to go into details here, but in general, it really varies by sites and also the cost. So if you go for a day program, it will be about $3,000, and for a residential program, if everything is included, that will be about $7,500 at most. And your flight ticket is not included here. And when it comes to visa, we do not require a student visa anymore. So if you want to join us, you can come with a tourist visa, meaning that we will not be providing any letter or sponsorship for your visa, and you can just simply use the tourist visa to get into our program. It will be much easier and straightforward. And before we start to talk a little bit more about our online programs, may I share with you one quick video? And this video will, we have a student who have done Principles of Engineering at the Lancaster site back in 2023, and this is what he thoughts about the program.
I'm Hayden Chung. I'm from Engle Cliffs, New Jersey, and I'm taking Principles of Engineering. Like in school, we don't go as in depth. Like here, we're learning like much more complicated things than we learn in school. I just like meeting new people, like going in the quad, playing volleyball with new people. That's like my favorite part of the day. I'm surprised, like people think the same way I do. Like I'm surprised because that's never happened to me before. Like it's just a new experience.
Tell me an example about that.
Like when we're working on like math problems, I'm not used to people finishing before I do. So like it's just new.
Okay, so this kind of experience will happen on a daily basis, very constantly at CTY, because you will be with other students from different parts of the world who are equally bright or sometimes slightly even brighter. And anyway, this is somehow what we hope our student will be able to experience, really be in a place with other students who are kind of like them and share the joy of learning as well. And I know I might be running a little fast because I am a little concerned about the time, but anyhow, if you have any questions, just keep them coming. We will go back to them soon. And now let me just share another quick video with you, and this time is about online learnings. Because summer programs are great, but it happens during the summer once a year only and in person. What if you can't fly to the US? And what if you want to do something outside of the summer? Then you can consider our online programs, and this is what would happen online at our programs.
CTY online programs offers bright, curious students around the world the chance to have fun exploring subjects they love, take courses not offered at school, and accelerate their learning. We know that gifted learners need challenging curriculum, access to advanced content, and opportunities to dive deep and explore their favorite topics. Our courses provide accelerated and enriched materials, added flexibility, and instruction by subject matter experts in a variety of fields. Our courses meet the rigorous standards for quality, curriculum, and accessibility you would expect from Johns Hopkins University. Every CTY online course has an instructor who is skilled at teaching academically advanced students. Instructors work with students individually and have experience teaching in online environments. Our extensive course catalog supports your child's unique interests. More than 150 engaging, easy-to-access online courses for students in grades 2 through 12 in a variety of subject areas means there's something for everyone. What's it like being a CTY online program student? Let's look inside a classroom. All of our courses are visually appealing, with easy-to-read fonts and icons. Simple navigation helps kids keep track of assignments as they advance through their course. And our focus feature helps reduce distractions so students can lock in on their learning. Our course formats fit every schedule and learning preference. Dynamic live courses combine instructor-led activities, lively class discussions, and interactive exercises with independent learning. Session-based courses provide a mix of structure and flexibility. Students start class together and meet once a week while following a set schedule for independent coursework. Individually paced courses are great for independent learners with strong time management skills. Students work with their instructor to set a schedule for their coursework and get personalized feedback. We also offer clubs for kids who want to have fun and explore their favorite topics with peers in real time. Whatever your learning goals are, there's a CTY online course that's right for you. Explore our website today to learn more.
Okay, so just to summarize some of the key features of online programs. Again, our online programs are open to students as young as in grade 2 all the way through grade 12 and in various learning formats. A lot of them have been talked about during the video already. And unlike the summer programs, on-campus summer programs, which happen only during the summer, online programs actually happen all year round and then allow students to just come in and join us anytime, anywhere, even from home. But since there are no sampler courses, if you want to join our online programs, you must test or submit existing test score to qualify. So if you miss the requirements 98 percentile in assets, you will just have to take an online sketch with us again. And unlike the summer programs, when you get the chance to work with your peers in person, online programs will give you more time with the instructor. So that instructor will work with you almost on a one-on-one basis, give you very detailed and individualized feedback, allowing you to truly learn at your own pace and with great flexibility. So previously, during the video, we talked about the different learning formats. So I will just go through them quickly in case you haven't got the feature just yet. So live is the only course right now with the live classroom. So students will have to log online in real time regularly. During the summer, live will be for 3 weeks. So students will gather around every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 hour each. Outside the summer, it could be up to 11 weeks. But instead of meeting 3 times a week, you only meet once per week. And during that 1 hour, you can pick the time. It doesn't have to be your nighttime because we got students coming from different parts of the world. So we have different meeting times. You can choose one that will work for you, but make sure you choose one that work for you every time throughout the entire course period, because all the live classroom will not be recorded. And if you miss it more than twice, it will significantly impact your learning progress and ultimately whether or not you can complete the course successfully. And because of the meeting time, you can really work with other students simultaneously, have live group discussion, even though it is an online course. But then the coursework will still be independent. And through live courses, you can choose topic closer to the college level kind of materials, different from what you can learn back at school. So it's kind of like on-campus summer programs in a way, but it's just happened during the outside of the summer and online only. And on the other hand, we also have session-based and individually paced. So session-based and individually paced both do not have any live classroom, so time difference wouldn't be a concern. So I would say that if you want more group interaction, active participation, have a chance to work with your peers, then you should go for live. On the other hand, if you just wanted to work more with the instructor, be able to choose topic more similar to what you can do back at school, but much earlier on, then you can consider session-based or individually paced. Usually, students coming through session-based and individually paced will do the course for credit, especially those who do homeschooling. And on the other hand, the difference between session-based and individually paced is session-based will give you a time schedule to follow through. So you will have to submit your assignment and do the assessment on time need basis. All the students in the same class will start and finish the course on the same date, but then you will still to do your work independently. And on the other hand, for individually paced, as the name suggests, individual. So you don't get a timetable, but instead you can design your own learning plan with the instructor. So for someone who is looking for a structured course, they might go for session-based. Someone who has very strong sense of time management, who doesn't need to be told when to do what, they may go for individually paced. And a lot of the courses actually come in both formats, so you can choose whichever you prefer. So this is the basic of our online programs. As for tuition, in general, live would come in a range, but the max will be $1,325. Individually paced and session-based really depend on the duration. Some courses could run for about 2.5 months, so it will be on the lower end, and some courses could be up for 9 months, especially the AP courses, because after that, you can take the AP exam through the College Board for credit and placement ultimately after college application too. And so this is it. And I last but not least, if you want to join CTY, because after hearing all of this, I hope you're interested. If you're interested, the first step will be to join us. And all you need to do is to go to our homepage and click Get Started. And afterwards, you just need to submit a Join CTY application. After that, you will be given a My CTY portal. The My CTY portal is where you can register for a online SCAT or even upload your qualifying score in assets. So you can do all the upload there, and if you have qualifying score after the upload, we will fetch the results, and in about a week or so, we will allow you to enroll in the eligible courses accordingly. And if you don't have qualifying score just yet, you can just simply go to My CTY and then click register to test, and then you can take our own test. And after getting the eligibility will be valid through all high school year as mentioned before. You can then enroll in either online or the on-campus summer programs according to your interests and other preferences as well. And before I finish my part, I want to share with you that if you have any questions after today, you can email us at ctyinfo@jsu.edu or even schedule an appointment. I know it's a lot of information, right? So I want to invite you all to scan this QR code now. So by scanning this QR code, you will leave us with your email address, and we will send you a recording of the presentation and also our contact information and also some other helpful information for you as well. And so just scan the code and leave us with your contact, and we can then take it from there. And I know there are some questions, and before I answer them, I want to get back to Bindu first. So I know you have an agenda. So when you say I can answer the questions, I will answer. Otherwise, I will wait first.
I have few questions for you, Beatrix.
Mhm.
One is that for the day side program, what is the eligibility criteria? Can an ATS take part in
All
the
of them.
all of them?
So whichever courses you're looking at, it will be 98 percentile or above in assets. There is no other criteria, just 98 percentile. That is the cutoff score. So you either meet the requirement or not. So if you are over 98 percentile, you get into +2. If you are under 98 percentile, you will have to take a separate test with us.
Okay. And my second question is, what is the last date to register for the summer residential program?
That's a great question. Indeed, the registration has started already, and we are doing course assignment on weekly and on ongoing basis. So every week when you submit the application, the cutoff date is on Friday. So if you submit the application by this Friday, you get to know the assignment result by next Wednesday. So every week we do it like that, and we will accept the application as long as there are still spaces all the way until sometime in May. So there is not an absolute deadline in that sense, but on the other hand, as you apply later, there will be fewer choices because a lot of the popular courses may then be filled. So I would really encourage everyone, if you're interested, just apply early.
Okay. My second question is, what are the steps involved in the admission process? So one is that they have to upload their qualifying scores. Is there an interview process after that? Based on that, they are finalized for the course?
Yes, and maybe it would be the best for me to show you through our website. So let me just hold on one second. Here. So here you get to see the website. Really, the first step is get started. So you come to our website, click get started. Sorry, I need to log in. So let me just quickly get my login. Sorry, very quickly. Oh, got it here. So once you click get started, and then you can click join CTY, and then you will fill in a join CTY application, and you will have to pay $60, which is a one-off membership fee. It's once and for all, one-off only. Once you have submitted that, you will be given an access to your My CTY portal by email within a day or two. And then after that, you come back, sign in as a parent. So this is where you can do the sign in. I will show you here. Mm. Mhm. So once you log in, you get to see all of this. If you have already got 98 percentile or above in math or the reading section in assets, then you come here and go to attach files. You choose like test score, and then you upload the score reports here. Once you upload it, it will take about a week for us to vet the results. And once it's vetted, you can come back and then you will get to see your test score here. And then if you qualify, then we will show you what you qualified for, and then you can enroll accordingly. But if you haven't got 98 percentile or above or at all, then you just come back to your MyCTY and click here under register to test. And in that case, you will take what we call the school and college ability test. It is our own test. It's an online test. It is within 1.5 hours. You can do it anytime, anywhere, even from home. But that will be about $60, $60 US. So once you have taken that test, it will take again another week, and then you can come back and then see your results after a week. And if you qualify, then you get to see that, oh, you qualify for this level +2 or +4 in math or in referable session, and then you can enroll. Once you get the eligibility, you can easily enroll by clicking here, enroll online, or even enroll on-campus summer programs.
Thanks, Beatrix. It's a very self-explanatory site, so I think it will be useful for parents. My last question too is, what do students receive after completing the program, whether it is online or the residential 3 weeks campus?
And what they will receive?
After
Yes. Now, great. There are 2 items that they will receive after completing the course, whichever it is, whether it is online or on-campus summer programs. One, it is the certificates issued by Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth that you have completed the course. Second is the evaluation reports. So instead of giving a student A, B, C, just a simple grade, we really give them a very detailed feedback. So those feedback that the information could include, let's say, the student's strength, where the student have done the best, whether it is the presentation skill, how he approached the problem, or even arrived at the solution. And even we might sometimes be able to include recommendation for future coursework. And then if we see that a student have demonstrated very strong negotiation skill, we might recommend the student to do, let's say, a legal case study next time, or even consider like legal study in the future in college. So all this kind of information will be not just helpful to the student, but really helpful to the school counselor as well. So we do encourage that student, after getting the reports, share with your school representative so that the school can continue to support the student in that regard on one hand, and on the other hand, at critical points, if they're applying for college or even anywhere else, they can even like include this as part of their portfolio.
And this is for both online and residential, right? For both, you will be...
Yes, any course that you enroll in CTY.
And I think that's all from my end. Maybe we can check in the Q&A box if we have any questions from parents.
Sure. And again, echoing and piggybacking on one of the earlier questions regarding the validity of the access test results, until you join CTY, the results will only be valid for 3 years from the time you have taken the test. So if you have just taken the test, you can wait out for 3 years, but after 3 years, we will no longer recognize that test unless you have uploaded to us already. So if you want to keep that and make sure that it is still valid until the day when you're ready to enroll, you can actually join CTY first. You don't have to enroll in the same year. You just simply need to submit a joint CTY application and then have fill your MyCTY portal here, upload your result to us. Once we vet it, we give you the eligibility. That eligibility will really stay with you forever. Then you don't have to worry about when the test score will be expired.
And that's a great news. I mean, if once you have registered for any of the programs, then its eligibility is throughout the throughout the time whenever the children want to participate in the program.
Yes, and coming back to the Q&A, so is it okay if I answer some of the Q&A questions already?
Go ahead, Beatrix.
Yeah, okay. So one question is, at what time does this end? I'm not sure if you're talking about the program's time or the registration time. So anyhow, I will answer both, but if it is not what you're asking, do feel free to send in a follow-up questions. So regarding the registration, as shared earlier, we accept application for on-campus summer programs all the way until May, and as long as there are still spaces. But again, since we assign course on weekly basis, so we really encourage you to apply as early as possible so that you get more choices too. And as for the program times, and if you are choosing on-campus summer program and join us as a day student, the day will only be until 4 p.m. If you join us as a residential student, there is no end time because you stay with us for 3 weeks and you don't get to see your child until 3 weeks later. That could be your vacation time too. And uplift is I know a lot of the parents here could be from India. If you're an Indian, you might wonder what that dollar sign stands for. So everything that you see is US based, including the dollar sign is US dollar. And also the time, if you want to know what the meeting times for live courses, if you go onto our website here, you can see our course catalog. Let me also take this opportunity to show you how to search for different courses. So here I would recommend you to use the filter because we have got over 170 different courses. So you can filter based on your grade level. If you're currently in grade 7 and 8, interested in only live, let's say, then you can do the filter. And we would, because it's advised. Okay, so let's say you're interested in CTY Reading Challenge. You can click in and learn more. So the time that you see here, oh, this is not a live course. Oh, it is a live course. Oh, but there is no open time at this point. So you have to choose one over here. So the meeting times you see here is Eastern US time, East Coast. So that will be, you will have to do the conversion. It will be 2.5. That will be, I can't quite do it right now, but I think 12 p.m. that will be I think it's your 10 at 9:38 p.m. 9:30 p.m. It should be your 9:30 p.m. So you will have to see if 9:30 p.m. on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the summer will work for you. If yes, then you can go for it. It will just be for an hour. So make sure you pick a time that will right for you after the time conversion, because everything you see here is US based. And this US is US dollar. So it's US dollar 1,365 for 3 weeks during the summer. And oh, and one of the students come from a school that we actually have a connections with as well. Anyway, it doesn't matter which school you come from and wherever you come from, whether it is India or UAE or even like UK, well, we do have students coming from 70 different countries. And that's also why we require standardized tests, and one of which that we recognize is assets. And so if you got assets, it doesn't matter whether you come from India or even UAE, as said before, just use the test result and we will be able to recognize it for admission. And then the next question is, we are in grade 8. Are we eligible for day scholar programs? If so, which campuses? No. Yes and no. So for students in primary session, we have day programs. So for students in grade 7 or above in secondary session, including grade 8, we have residential sites. But then you can also choose to be a commuter at the residential sites. Being a commuter at the residential sites means that you will only join the parts when there will be classes. So the day will run from early in the morning at, let's say, 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. So the day is long. Unlike the younger student programs, it will finish by 4 p.m. every day. But for older students, the day would last until 8 p.m. because we have evening classes too. And that's also why if you are in secondary session, even if you can join as a commuter in a residential site, we would recommend you to just stay with us. Because if you go back home again and then come back the next day, all the traveling could be exhausting too. So staying with us would not only just save you on the traveling time, but there is a additional benefits to it. That is, you get to join us during the weekend as well. So you will really have time to connect with students, not just within your class, but outside of your class as well. So very often, if you join as a commuter student after the weekend, when you come back, you will see that there are your classmate and everyone may be having friends already. Well, you feel a little left out because you miss the time when you get to do these social connections. So do consider that. As for the campuses, you can come back to our website again. So go to our on-campus parts. So you just click program and on campus, and then you can get to see all the 2025 sites, and then you can click in to view more. So all this, so if you're grade 8, just choose those with grade 7 plus. So Johns Hopkins is definitely one of it. And is it residential programs? Parents also accompany them? No. So all of our programs are for students only. If parents fly over with your child, then you can take your child to the site and then drop your child off with us. And then after that, you won't see your child again until after 3 weeks. During the programs, if you really need to take your child out, you can. But then we strongly discourage that because seeing your child too often will kind of reinforce their homesickness. So we will really encourage you to let go. If you join us as a residential student, just let them go for 3 weeks. You might realize that they are more than happy in our sites sometimes more than at home too. We hope so. So that's why a lot of them choose to come back year after year. So no programs for parents except the opening day and the closing day. So on the first day, when you check your child in, we have this orientation session for parents. We will give you a quick walkthrough about what would happen during the day, what to expect, and then some other things to share with you as well. And on the closing, you will also get to talk to the teachers to really learn more about who will be teaching your child in the next 3 weeks. And on the final day, there will be this finale. There will be different classes will have a performance that they will come up together. It's a final project that they put together, show to the parents. That will be the time when you get to see what they have done. And we also finish up with a consultation session. So it's kind of like a parents' day when you get to receive the report cards and then talk to the teacher about how your child has performed over those 3 weeks. So if you are going to travel with them, you will be able to participate any of this in person. But if you don't travel with your child, that's okay too. We can actually schedule a separate session with you virtually. So you can do the Zoom meeting, the Zoom consultation with the teacher as well.
Beatrix, I have one question for you.
Yes.
One of the CTY courses will help in admission to the Johns Hopkins University?
Well, the direct answer is not really. You don't get direct bonus. A lot of times we have parents coming to us asking, if I join CTY, would I get a direct bonus for JHU admission? The answer is a no, because we just got so many students, and especially when we have programs for student as young as in grade 2. So admission committee will not look back in time about what they did when they were in grade 2, but then everything that you do will really help you to attain your goal ultimately. To some students and parents, that goal could be getting into JSU or even not JSU, but anywhere else, and then get into the programs that you want. And the knowledge you gain will help you indirectly in a way such as how you put together your personal statement and how you distinguish yourself from the other student, telling your admission committee why you choose this course, what is it that challenged you, how you spend your summer, how you get to know more about yourself. A lot of times when students come to us in the beginning, they don't know exactly what they want. And so that's why they come back. I'm not saying that you have to come back year after year, but throughout the journey, it will really help you learn more about what you like, where your strengths are. based on your interactions with the peers, with our instructor, and also our feedback and evaluation reports as well. So all of this will add up together and really help you significantly in so many ways, not just for college application, but for many other goals as well.
Intangible benefits, you mean?
Yes. And next questions that we have is, hey, my son has got 99 percentile in English and 98 percentile in math. Congratulations, that's really outstanding performance. So questions to EI team really. How does he get his formal test score certificate that he can upload to register for CTY? So Bindu, your answer.
Probably, I mean, if 98 percentile, it's eligible, right, Beatrix?
Yes, that's qualifying score already. I think the parents would really want to know where they can get the certificate or the transcript, something official for the student to upload to us.
So that's basically their ATS result PDF and the certificate, both that can be shared with the CTY team.
Yes,
For the
just a
promo.
e-copy would do.
Download their ATS as a talent search result from the portal, as well as they can download their certificate, and both can be uploaded for taking admission.
Right. And another question coming in just now is, once enrolled in CTY, is it possible to do more than one online course one after another? The answer is an absolute yes. Yes, we will be more than happy that you come back, and well, you can absolutely do one after another, but whether or not you can do more than one at a time, it really comes down to how much time you can spend with us. And I can show you where you can look up those information. So for every course at CTY, we actually have a recommended time commitment for your reference. So let's say you're interested in this one. For example, an individually paced course. So individually paced sounds fantastic. You can spend however much time and whenever you want, but really there is a recommended time commitment schedule. So all of this information can be found on respective course pages. You can come to the course page, and right underneath the description is where you can see the time commitments recommended. So for this particular course, we recommend that if you spend 4 to 6 hours per week, then you can finish everything within 6 months. So that's how you can time yourself. If you want to do, let's say, 2 of this course at a time, then you will have to ask yourself whether or not you can spend 8 to 12 hours a week on CTY. If you have so much time, so much energy, then of course you're more than welcome to enroll more than one course. Otherwise, just as the parent said, you might want to consider doing it one after another. And by how far apart, we recommend that if you spend enough time, after 6 months of this course, you can start another one already. And then next is, what are the advantages of the online courses? So some of the advantages has already been shared before. Whether it is online or summer, it will still be about helping the student find out their strength and also their goal and attain them ultimately. But then the difference between online and on-campus summer programs will be online programs, we would assign a subject matter to you. It's more almost like private tutoring. So that private tutor is specialized in working with advised learner just like your child, really help this child to learn at a pace that will be the best for the child. So if your child is a fast learner and a strong math learner as well, he can learn math level 1 in the beginning of the year and finish, let's say, 3 level by the end of the year, and then so much ahead in math already within just a year. That's just the advantage of our online course. Allow students to learn in an area of their interest and also in an area of their strength, and truly at their own pace, guided by a subject matter expert. And then how can I apply for the financial aid? Well, unfortunately, at this point, our financial aids are only open for income eligible US students. So if you have a US passport, even though you are currently residing outside of the US and wherever you are in India or even UAE, you can apply for it. But then if you don't have a US passport, we just don't have any open financial aid for students for the time being. We might have some private funding, but those private funding usually will just have select student coming in directly, so it's not open for registration. And then Alexis, what are the major benefits the child will get after the completion of the programs? That is what Bindu asked already. So if you missed that part, I know SS have been recording this session, so they will be sharing the recording with you all again, so you can play that back. And then if you have further questions, you will have our contact information too, and then do feel free to reach out, and we'll be more than happy to further guide you through the process or give you more detailed answer.
Beatrix, you can share that screen where you have the contact information, and if someone want to reach.
Absolutely. Here. Again, please scan this code. Leave us with your email address because that's the best, because then we can reach out to you directly. But if you if not, you can just also email us here, ctyinfo@jsu.edu, and we will just come back to you as soon as we can. But again, QR code will be the best. And then the other questions that we have is also with 98 percentile math, a child can enroll for CTY. Is it correct that the advisor course and require an additional test? The answer is a yes. If so, can you share more specific details for that? Yes. So really, well, I just wanted to uphold that you have very good you follow very well. So the answer is a yes. And with the asset score, you can only get directly into CTY level +2 courses. If you want to get into +4 advisor level courses, you will still have to take a CTY test, which is called a SCAT. And in order to take that, you can assess here. Go to our website, submit a joint CTY application, and then log into your My CTY account after submitting the application, and then click register to test here. That's how you register to test. And then once you qualify, then you can even enroll in the advisor level courses too. And if you want to find out more about the SCAT test, you can come to our webpage and we have some sample questions. So scan the QR code, leave us with your contact email because we will send you the sample questions too, but you can also check them out from our website. Come to the testing page and then click online SCAT. There are some sample questions just right here. So you just choose the level of the test that you will take, and then you can see the sample questions, answer them. Answer keys are also included there. And that's all you need to do before the test for preparation. Alexis, I'm in grade 5 in India. Can I come to the summer camp? Yes, absolutely. So if you don't have qualifying score, you can start with our Discovery Sampler, but Discovery Sampler do not have residential sites. So if you join the Discovery Samplers, you can only do the day programs. So I would really encourage you to qualify first. And if you have SS tests, you can use the SS testing results. If not, take our own test, SCAT. Once you qualify, you can enroll in our summer camp already, but you will have to fly to the US because currently we only have sites in the US, and you can choose whichever sites works for you. And as a 5th grader, you can choose to do the day sites without the accommodation if you're traveling with your child, or you can even join us as a residential student where everything will be covered. You can just send your child off for 3 weeks, and then you yourself can go on a vacation too. And then next is, when are the online classes going to start? Well, very good questions. If you can recall, there are 3 different online courses. Individually paced courses can start anytime within 2 weeks after the application. Session-based and live courses will follow a schedule. And let me just show you here. So for live and session-based courses, there are a specific starting date and also an application deadline. So we have just started the fall not the fall, the spring session already. So if you want to join the next session for live or for session based, you will have to apply by May 20th, and then the course will start on June 16th. So if you don't want to wait for that long, you might just want to join our individually paced, because individually paced will allow you to just start almost like anytime. Oh, let me just type the link. Okay. Lexis, aren't there any campuses in India as well, or is it only in the US? Unfortunately, at this point, only in the US. We used to have international sites before COVID, but starting from COVID, during COVID, because of the travel restriction and because of the pandemic, we're unable to travel either. So we just kind of returned back to our home base, the US. And ever since then, we only do it in the US. But we are going to start looking internationally again in about 2 years. But the next time when we start to look at international, very possibly the first sites that we're going to launch might be in Singapore. I know that a lot of Indian students might consider going to Singapore as well if you don't want to travel so far to the US. So that could be a possible option, but it won't be until after 2 years. So for the time being, if you want to join us in person, please come to the US. You won't regret it because it will be really fun and intensive too. And next is,
So
what
thanks.
can... Yes,
Any more questions or
2 more. Yes, so what kind of
maybe you can
assistant
answer?
one can... Okay, for the visa, there is no assistant anymore. Last year, we still require students to apply for student visa, F1 visa. So in order to apply for F1 visa, we will have to be the sponsor. So JHU will have to provide to you an invitation letter, and then you will have to apply for an I-training through JHU. But in order to simplify the process, and after in consultation with JHU internally too, we now come to the conclusion that actually we would just B1-2 tourist visa will be still acceptable too. So you don't need any other additional visa, just B1-2 tourist visa. So no assistant required in that sense.
That's a wonderful news, Beatrix, regarding
I
visa.
hope it's easy enough. So if you have already got a valid tourist visa, it means that you don't need to apply for anything else. You can just come directly. And next is, for an online course that says it is ungraded, does the student get a formal certificate? Well, in the past, for online programs, we do have an option for students to ask for grade, because even though we don't encourage grade ABCD, because ABCD doesn't mean a lot, it's more like the feedback that we give would mean more to the student. But then still, a lot of times parents and students would want to see a grade. Grade 8 is great, right? But then now some courses we just say ungraded. It means that there is no such option anymore, and there would not be ABCD. But that being said, you will still be able to see the percentage. So you might be able to see that you're 80% complete or 80% when it comes to assessment. So it's just that it's not graded, but instead you will see the percentage, and you will also be able to see the detailed feedback. So you get to see where the students are performing well, or maybe need further supports, or perhaps you might want to explore more because the student process potential, for example. So ungrade would just means no ABC, but you still get the certificates and also the narrative evaluation reports. And then next will be, is the eligibility above 90 percentile only for one subject or more? It only have to be in math or the reading section. Just now, one of the parents asked, what if I get 98 percentile above in science? Would that be okay? Unfortunately, no, because we only look at math and reading. So if you get 98 percentile or above in math, that would allow you to study at 2 grades or above in math, science, computer science, technology, all those kind of domains. But then if you get 98 percentile or above in the reading session, that will qualify you to study at 2 grades above in humanity, writing, language arts, social sciences, and history. So those are the only 2 that we look at, and we look at them separately. So you don't have to be 98% or above in both. Just one would do. Okay, that's the end of the Q&A. I'm really glad that you guys stayed with us to the end and asked so many wonderful, great questions. I really hope that you will fill out this form. Sorry for bringing this back again and again, because for now, since we don't have your contact information, even though we want to share more with you, we can't. So just scan this code, leave us with your email. It doesn't mean that you sign up. You don't have to pay for anything. It just means that you want to receive further information. That way we can keep you posted. And we have 2 more coming in just now. Reading includes which subjects? There is just a subject called reading, right?
English.
Bindu? Yes, English, that's right.
English
So
subjects.
that's right.
Yes.
And one feedback saying, thank you for the wonderful informative session. Thank you so much, and my pleasure to be able to guide you through the process. I hope you're interested, and I do hope that your child will join our program soon enough. But if you have any questions anytime, don't worry. You can just email us. We'll be more than happy to assist.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, Beatrix. The insights which you have shared about the programs are really inspiring, and we have got a detailed understanding of the opportunities that are available for our students. And I am sure parents must have got a detailed information about the different programs and courses available at Johns Hopkins CTY. Thank you, parents, for joining in today. If you have any questions, you can write to the CTY team. They will be responding. And after this webinar, we will be also sending you a feedback email, which will also have links and the recording of the session. Thank you so much.
And do you want to show the QR code to your survey form? Because I didn't show it.
Okay.
Yes, I will give it to you.
Share that feedback form. Maybe I will share it over email.
Okay.
Thank you so much, parents. Thanks once again, Beatrix. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye-bye.